Hey guys, welcome to part 2. Part 1 is not linked down below. You have to go look for part 2 on the channel because I'm operating off the computer and trying to figure this out because use the phone. Because talked about in part 1, we're having to join here from the computer because I ended up in the hospital and have no phone. Lost my phone. And however it happened, it was divine. It was supposed to happen. I was supposed to lose my phone. We talked about in that part 1. I'm not being a victim about it. And understand, we're being accountable. This is a solar eclipse in Libra. We're being accountable for co-creating everything in our lives. And it's time for us to take care of ourselves. We're in a time where no matter how hard it is, we need to take care of us. And we can't be constantly pleasure seeking to restore happiness from without to within, because we've upset the balance. We really need to laser focus on healing our endocrine system, our lymphatic system, blood, heart purification. We have to heal our heart. And we're having to look at ourselves and how we have to heal our heart from within us to without. This isn't a without to within, but we're doing it by healing with the masculine. We're healing with the energy. We're having a recalibration with the energy. And we're in a time of where 2 cups are becoming 1. We're in a time of pure alchemy where the sun and the moon become 1. Now, when we met up for the Friday the 13th reading yesterday that didn't make it to the channel because 4 readings have now been taped and didn't work out. Some of my voice may not be matching my mouth, but we're lucky to be here. We're lucky to be here. Lucky to be alive too. Now, during this reading, we were getting an activation for, we just shared on part 1, Yarrow from this oracle here. The Yarrow and the time we're in. We're healing with the masculine. We're healing with our vitality. We're healing with fidelity. And we're also healing with divination and being uncertain. Now, what happens in times of uncertainty is we look for what's certain. We look for what we know. And this is where we have to be careful because we can see what we want to see and not what's real. And remember, what's certain is not God. God is the unknown. That's why we need the Friday the 13th with those 13 spheres of knowledge. We have the 13 spheres of knowledge, the feminine seeking within the dark. Remember, masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this together. So we're using those 13 spheres to expand within the dark, within the unknown, with God, with creation. And then that's the matter. And then we apply the masculine, the energy, and we expand with it. That's Metatron's cube, and that's the chariot, and that's how we're restoring motion and healing from tension. And we keep getting the chariot the time we're in. We know we're healing with the energy, and that this has to do with the 8 of Cups and where the energy went rotten in the cups with the mother, with an emotional situation. And we know we're laser focusing on fidelity and just the truth and fidelity in all which ways, not even just intimacy, but we're just focusing on being true to ourselves and being true to what we're hiding from ourselves. And the masculine is meeting up with the masculine. So this is what we're talking about, that we're working in the Garden of Venus with the 7 of Pentacles yesterday, the reading that didn't make it to the channel. And the Prince of Cups is meeting up with the King of Pentacles. And it's happening on the path of the moon. So remember, the masculine's meeting up with the masculine, but we have the feminine representation here. Okay? And this happening on the path of the moon. And there's a connection to our solar eclipse and our lunar eclipse. So there's a transformation until now. So then, and it's connected to our 10 of Pentacles, our wealth. And part of our fortune increase, which is our 10 of Pentacles, the other half being our 10 of Cups, our divine inheritance. And the time we're in is the solar eclipse, our revolution, and that's connected to the 2 of Cups, here represented by the sun of the moon. But these 2 cups are becoming 1, and they're becoming 1 through the 6 of Cups. And we spoke much about the 6 of Cups in part 1, where we go from lust to joy, but we must know lust in order to know joy. And these 2 cups become 1. But in order to do so, we're healing through hidden motivations, We are freeing ourselves from prison. We're freeing ourselves from the box. And this is old self. Like, we're still telling ourselves we're old self here. We're not old self anymore. We're a new self. We have to go through here. Because remember, we're meeting up in the Six of Cups. And in order to do that, we have to go within. We have to go within, and we have to use the Six of Swords. And this is planned out. We saw our pain. We created peace. With the 2 swords, we saw our pain in the 3. Because why? We saw our truth in the Ace right here, and we move away. And there is a connection to our lunar eclipse. But we have to go within in order to do so. And we're going to look to the heavens. We're going to look to the zodiac. We're going to look to where we need to look. And we got an activation for how these 2 were coming together. Because they're meeting up. The Prince of Cups is meeting up with the King of Pentacles. And that was the Six of Wands. And we got an activation for how we're meeting up within the Six of Cups. And that's restoring balance through the earth. But remember, there's much water here. There's much water. And this is where we're meeting up with love. But it's happening with the 4 of Swords. Peace being created through something we need to see. As we heal from laziness. And getting back to what's ordinary. This is getting back to work in the Garden of Venus. This is going to help us find ourselves. And the moon is illuminating balance. And remember, these 2 fish are coming together. These 2 fish are coming together. They are restoring balance. But how these 2 fish are coming together is remember, the restoration of balance. We're getting a payout from all this work we're doing. These 2 fish are coming together within. And we're going to pick healing. Look, in an elevated healing, courage with the 7 of Wands with the Father in order to heal from the 7 of Swords. What got us here to begin with. The magpie is here. Look, the magpie is here. This is a secret. We created conflict in the mind. But this conflict in the mind, remember the energy of the opposites to create the whole. This conflict is going to actually show us how to create peace. Okay, and the activation that we got for the Six of Cups was the Priestess, and that's how 2 cups are becoming 1. And this is the time we're in, how 2 cups are becoming 1. It has to do with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so let's share those messages right now. So, our first message here for our first activation message for how we're meeting up here is the alchemy of the 6 of Wands. So look, we're going from the 4 of Wands to the 6 of Wands. So we have Sun of Living Fire, alchemy of the 6 of Wands, and we're expanding with the Sun. You know, this is all about a recalibration with the energy right now. We're working with the masculine. I bring living fire of the Sun Temple, inner alchemy of the 6 of Wands. I come that energy and industry lead to gain and success, avoiding strife and pride. As ambassador, I bear goodwill from the fire's beautiful harmonies. Remember, harmony, Libra, balance. The 6th fire. So, we got a lot of 6s today. In this self-shining middle place, pure illumination is a steady flame. Within this spirit substance dwells divine presence. Archetype deity of many names, golden splendor of Ra, Helios, Apollo. Each is a radiant garment for truth's Christed avatars, from age to age, binding the worlds together. Dear alchemist, live within the beautiful sixfold awareness. Seek communion with divine presence in the heart's center. All may meet in radiance. Aspire, enlighten ones who have earned bliss, but through the spiritual vision of compassion stayed to teach. Well, look at that saying everything. They went through all this, they healed from it, and then they stayed behind to teach. And that can help many of us heal on our path. from what we've been through. Remember, this is about experience. My alchemy of the sixth fire gathers into the vessel all the stresses, temptations, and drama of great efforts. Our arts dissolve and transform these with tincture of clear rose pink. Blocks to victory are reformed into initiatory steps, the pattern that connects. Child becomes ruler, becomes deity, making sacred sacrifice in each life to give more into the next. Well, guys, I was crying yesterday at this part because we know we're in the time of completion. We need the child. Well, because the child becomes the deity, becomes the ruler. And this child, we know we're in the time of completion with the Four of Wands. We found the right way. This is connected to our morality and our innocence. As we do what? We heal from fragmented energy, right? We heal from separation and we go back to wholeness. We go back to one. And we know we're doing it through the Chariot. We found our direction. We found our way. We're going. This is a cosmic path. It was not here before. And as you can see, there's that little R. I don't know if you've ever seen anyone read these stones. I forget what they're called. But we've removed ourselves to what we're bonded, what we're chained to. And there's the cup. And that right now is connected to our creativity. Look, the North Star is connected to our creativity. We're going to create with the Father now. We're going to create with the fire. We're going to go create because we've had a completion. We've healed from fragmented energy. We have all this now to co-create with. Why? Because we became whole. We need all this lower vibrational stuff to click so we can expand through the center point and become whole and elevate. And this has to do with the Aeon. Now, the reading for Friday the 13th was called The Priestess and the Sun. And I don't think that can say anymore. Looks like the Priestess and the Sun to me. And there's a Phoenix and there's a connection to Peacock. Okay? And this happens because why? We change our perspective with the child, with having a completion with the child. And we get into the energy of joyous fun, thus going back to the Six of Cups and going from lust to joy. And what this does is this allows us resurrection, the phoenix rising from the ashes, to become whole. And it happens within, with the Hermit. And you see that cosmic egg of transformation? That's what's birthing this. From within to without. And we put all the pieces together. That's prism energy. That's heart chakra activation with our light. Now this goes back right to what we said, the Six of Cups. Where's the six? Right here. And the activation that fell on top of the Six of Cups was the Priestess. I can't believe my counter just said 1313 as I said that. I am the Fountain Knight, inner alchemy of the High Priestess, Priestess of the Silver Star. I deepen your reflections into a consciousness-making art, the alchemical essence of glory. Through me, repetition is transformed to revelation, bringing new powers of awareness. I am artisan of the uniting intelligence, glorious truth unknown. I am artisan of the uniting intelligence, glorious truth known only through individual spiritual experience. I stand upon the twin alchemical waters in service to my lady, the High Priestess, whose presence unites life's two pillars. I am her inner guide on the long path uniting sun, heart, and supernal head. Sun, heart, guys, and supernal head. Heart of mind. Together we transform desert toil to glorious vision, weaving the starlit way of by which all diabolic pulling apart becomes symbolic bringing together. Well, guys, by this point on the reading, I was crying my face off because we just discussed channeled messages, how we were going to use patterns of separation to flip the script that the devil showed us, to patterns of separation that the devil showed us to use our heart's desires to keep us separate. to flip the script and use those very same patterns of separation to separate ourselves from the devil, thus going home to creation, elevated, more of us, more of our authentic selves through alchemy. The High Priestess guards the scroll of hidden knowledge. I reveal its secrets to her inward eye, unfurling upon my shield the great recipe for the alchemical art in all four worlds. And we know we got here in completion with the Four of Wands. With Father, with the Force, with creation. With actually acting on it to create it. This is our actions, right? We have to have, like, the action is the last step in the equation. We can figure it all out, but to truthfully expand off our consciousness, we have to act on it. It's not enough to just to see it anymore. It's part of it, but we're acting on it. Dear alchemist, be amongst those who seek to create the sun and the moon. I will help you cultivate the symbolic life by which this new way of seeing can be yours. Through deep reflection and self-adjustment, you will make one water out of two waters. We will make one water out of two waters, guys. As the recipe demands, uniting my fountains, silver spirit of Mercury and golden soul of sulfur. We'll listen to that. Silver spirit of Mercury, our connection to the feminine and Mercury. Silver, Mercury. And golden, the sun, soul of sulfur. But what I find interesting is I always pictured like silver soul Mercury and golden spirit of sulfur. So we know these two, we find our way through our morality and creating joy as we go from lust to joy. And we stop pleasure seeking because we understand this is about happiness and this is maturity, and that this continuous pleasure seeking that we're trying to restore our happiness is just putting us out of balance, and that we're going without pleasure seeking in order to create happiness and this maturity. And we're going to use our pain to create art. So remember, we find our way, our morality. We're not just giving up when things get hard. We're not staying in victim mentality. To really laser focus on these old patterns and win our body and mind and everything. No, we have to find joy in it. I mean, this is our best life. We might as well do it now. We're going to use all of this as fuel to do it. And we're going to put all these beautiful patterns in for the rest of the collective to feed from, to do the same. And remember, 2 cups become 1. And this is the time we're in. We're in the time of alchemy. Now, let's get an activation. You know what, guys? We're going to head on over to part 3 and get an activation for this. We're going to talk about what's happening here with the priestess, because the priestess is helping us to clear up our 5 of cups and what we're still holding on to, these 2 cups and the 5 of cups, understanding we need to turn these 2 cups into 1. And how we're going to do so, well, let's just finish sharing the message. Is 6 plus 1 cup. Remember 6? Wait, where is it? Where is that Ace of Cups? It was just, I just had it. Okay. Those 2 fish. 6 plus 1 cup, guys, is here somewhere. 6 plus 1 cup is the 7 of Cups. So the masculine needs the energy, needs to look into the matter and see himself reflected back to himself, thus restoring wholeness, thus his connection to the cup. And this happened within the 8. Remember, 8 plus 2 cups is 10 cups. And we know that the priestess is illuminating where we're still holding on to these 2 cups. Remember, the masculine walked away. The feminine is still holding on to the 2 cups. And we know this is all of this. And the priestess is still illuminating where we're holding on to this. But we need to let go of what's broken and create love from fear. That's our connection to the Two of Cups. And how we're doing that, we know, is with the Chariot and a Tower moment or Tower moments. The Chariot is, these Tower moments is helping us to create with Metatron's cube. And it's something we need to know about ourselves, Aquarius. We need to know this. The air element communicating and the fire element I see, and it has something to do with Sagittarius and restoring balance. And we're going to hit our mark and we're going to hit our aim. But whatever it has to do with, it has to do with what's happening when we connect to begin to co-create again within alchemy, when these two cups become one. We're going to finish sharing this message and get an activation for this on our next part. I'll see you there.